Dartmouth Community Media, your source for all things Dartmouth, is proud to present exclusive coverage of Dartmouth High School varsity baseball action here on the campus of Dartmouth High School as the homestanding Dartmouth High Indians play host to the visiting New Bedford High Whalers. Hello everyone, Ian Abreu here with you alongside Pat Dulfer. And Pat, this is our first baseball telecast of the 2020 COVID-19 spring shortened season. We have two teams here in the Indians and the Whalers. The Indians coming in at 1-3 and the Whalers coming in winless at 0-3. Really, something's got to give here. We have two teams that we're going to see here this afternoon that really doesn't have a lot of varsity experience, and both, quite frankly, are looking to get out of some early season funks.
They sure are, Ian. It's a pleasure to be with you again. Another beautiful San Diego day, as we talked about last week. Just wonderful weather here in May. DHS is 1-3. They beat Brockton on Monday 9-2. They lost last week to BR, Bishop Stang, and Durfee. In the game against Brockton, Matt Greason had 3 hits and 2 RBIs to power the offense, which also got 2 hits apiece from Jacob Monitz, Ian Marquez, and Colby Sylvia with 2 RBIs. New Bedford Whalers are 0-3. They lost to Durfee, Brockton, and Middleborough. The last game was against Middleborough last Friday, and they did lose 5-4.
Thanks, Pat. And again, we have two teams here just looking to get back into the win column. And if you're the Whalers, you want to get that all-important first win. If you're the homestanding Indians, you want to cut your early season under 500 mark to at least 1 at 2-3. The Indians have taken the field, and let's go over the batting order for the New Bedford High Whalers since they are the visiting team. They'll be hitting first. Leading off will be the catcher, C.J. Dunstan. Batting second, Reneen Goodine in center field. Batting third, it'll be Ian DeCosta at short. Batting fourth and cleanup, Frantic Jamie. He'll be the right fielder. Batting fifth and at first base will be Will Tarpey. Batting sixth and in the hot corner at third will be Parker Moranis. Batting seventh and the starting pitcher for the Whalers today will be Matt DeRosa. Batting eighth and at second base will be Ben Frenette. And batting ninth and rounding out the Whalers starting lineup will be Aiden Silva in left. Pat, let's take a look at the starting defense out in the field for Dartmouth.
Well, we have, just get my scorecard here.
And he took hours to prepare for this game, ladies and gentlemen. What happened? You got it. There you go.
Maybe you should read it, actually.
I'll just do it, and you can get the next one,
yes,
okay?
You got it, yeah. We'll do the bottom of the first.
Sounds good, my man. So the Indian defense, this is how it stacks up. Sam Caniff will be in left. Will Kelly in center. In right will be Landon Soares. Left to right across the infield at third will be Harvey Berraby. At short, Jacob Moniz. At second, Ethan Marks. At first base will be Matt Greason. Behind the plate will be Jacob Morin. And again, on the bump, the starting pitcher for the Indians, Hank Cornell. And as Pat mentioned, it is a beautiful day here, and we unfortunately weren't able to bring high school varsity softball action to you on Monday because it had rained and there were threats of T-storms and some lightning. Never came, but nonetheless, you have to play it safe. But anyway, it's a beautiful day here for ball. And the Whalers, of course, are led by longtime head coach John Seed, and the Indians are led by skipper Mike Freites. All right, here we go. C.J. Dunstan will dig in. He'll be the first batter here of this afternoon. Whalers in the visiting crimson red and white with gray pants, and the homestanding Indians in the home whites with green lettering and green trim. We were ready to start as Dunstan checked into the box, but we're still going over some ground rules here between Coach Freites and Coach Seed. And here we go. The ground rules now have been made official. The ground rules here are pretty simple. If it's a fair ball down the right field line and it's obviously in the ground and it lands into the bushes and the forestry behind, it'll be a dead ball. It'll be a ground rule double. Clearly anything over the yellow fence is a home run. Cornell, the windup, the first pitch. We are underway here at Dartmouth. It's a fastball outside for a ball and no strikes. One 0 to Dunston, outside, 2-0. Seems like Hank is trying to bring the early heat, and he's just missing on the outside. Hitters count for CJ, the 2-0. Wide outside, 3-0.
Now is the green light on?
I doubt it, but we'll see.
You want ducks on the pond early.
You sure do. Very rarely do you see a catcher as the leadoff hitter, the 3-0. Misses outside, and he draws the 4-pitch base on ball. Normally a catcher is a power hitting position. You normally don't see a catcher as your leadoff hitter. Here's Randon Goodine, the center fielder. Good contact hitter, the lefty. Does he swing away or does he try to bunt and move the runner along? We'll see. Already out of the stretch is Cornell. Can't find the plate.
A little righty-lefty matchup here.
And it seems as though Hank is just riding that fastball. It's just getting too high and away.
He's trying to find his control here. It's 5 straight out of the strike zone. Sure.
Finally a strike down Broadway, and the count's now even at 1-1. So we have Dunston off of first, being held by Greason. Cornell will check the runner. Gets the sign from Moniz. Here's the 1-1. Dunston faked. He thought about going. I think it was a hit and run, but the inside curveball was swung on and missed by Goodine, and he's down a ball and 2 strikes. And as soon as Dunston saw that the ball was whiffed by Goodine, he scampered back to first.
He was very alert.
He would have been dead to rights.
Yep.
So now Goodine has to protect. It's a 1-2 count. Way outside.
Wow.
That's
going to go to the backstop.
That's a clear and blatant wild pitch, and CJ will scamper down to second. So he is now in scoring position with nobody out.
Cornell's going to settle down a little bit here.
The fastball is just getting away from him, and I know the catcher, Marin, is trying to settle him down. Mitch Morin, the catcher, sets up on the inside. The 2-2 is hacked back our way.
Souvenir.
Not for you. No souvenirs for you, Pat. You've had
too many
enough
at the softball game.
You had a lot at the softball game, and so Dunston will take a big lead off of second. He can run. Here's the 2-2 offering from Cornell. Curveball right down the chute. Called strike 3. It'll be a backwards K for Cornell, and Goodine will take a seat. 1 out here in the first.
Dunston's scoring position, 1 out.
Brings up the shortstop, the power-hitting shortstop, Ian DaCosta. This kid can certainly rake. And he's only a junior, has another year ahead of him. That is a nice 12-6 curveball by Cornell. It was so deceitful, Pat.
It certainly was.
It had DaCosta jump out of the way. Check of the runner, the 0-1, and he'll step off, and he'll make Dunston get a little more honest. He'll make CJ scamper back to second. Now he'll retake his lead. The 0-1 is outside.
Boy,
A slider just missed.
I'll tell you, we really have quite a vantage point here. We're in a little different position than we were the other day at the softball, but boy, we're really seeing what the batter's seeing from the pitch coming right in.
The 1-1. Another wild pitch goes to the backstop, and C.J. Dunstan will scamper down to third. The Indians so far in the top half of the first are doing everything conceivably possible to give the Whalers the lead. A walk and 2 wild pitches. And now anything on contact, you would assume Dunstan is off. Outside for a ball. CJ now has a hitter's count of 3 balls and a strike. You know he's locked and loaded here. Cornell from the stretch. The 3-1 pitch. Not even close, ball 4, and Ian draws the base on ball.
2 on, still 1 out. Runners at the corners.
And that spells uh-oh time for the Indians. That brings up the slugger, the big bruiser, and the RBI machine, Frantic Jamie, the right fielder.
Frantic at the disco.
Frantic at the disco. I'll have you know, folks, it took Pat all day to think of that. He's been thinking of new material outside a 1-hopper. Boy, I got to tell you, Hank cannot find the plate. Hank, a senior, checks both runners, and the 1-0 delivery. Swing and a miss, 1-1, and that was the pitch Jamie was looking for, and he just was out on top of it. The 1-1, runner off from first, throw down by Morin, the tag, not in time. And now the Indians have themselves in big trouble as the Whalers have 2 ducks on the pond, and a base hit could probably score at least 2 runs here if Jamie is able to find pay dirt. So it'll be a stolen base for DaCosta. Swing and a miss. 2 strikes now on the batter on that slider on the outside edge.
Boy, Hank is just hanging in there, isn't he?
Still has a pulse. The 2-2 offering from Cornell. Jamie. Swing and a foul tip into the mitt of Morin. He holds on for the swinging strike. 2 away here in the top half of the first.
Cornell's starting to see some daylight here.
Brings up Will Tarpey, the left-hand hitting first baseman, and the number 5 hitter. That's a beautiful breaking pitch on the outside corner. Hits the black for a strike. That's one of the advantages that you were just saying, Pat, about us sitting here. You see that break so well.
You really do.
The 0-1, swing and a pop-up, right back our way. Might want to cover your head on that one, Pat, as it just misses us out of play. So now Will finds himself in big trouble. He is in an 0-2 hole, and Cornell has a pitch to waste here. We'll see what he does. The 0-2 tries a breaking ball again, and he just missed. You saw Jake just tried to frame it. We have Dunstan off of third, DaCosta off of second. A base hit, definitely score 1. It'll score 2. Inside on a fastball, just misses. 2-2. So good at bat here by Tarpey to battle himself back.
These are close, Ian. These are close pitches.
The 2-ball, 2-strike offering. Deuces wild. Curveball swung on a ground ball right to Ethan Marks. He has it.
Wow.
On to Greason. In time to retire the side. The Whalers squander a golden opportunity with 2 runners in scoring position with less than 2 out. But on the flip side, if you're an Indian fan, Hank Cornell and company get themselves out of a tremendous jam after 1/2 inning of play. The score, Whalers 0, Indians coming up on Dartmouth Community Media. So let's take a look at the Dartmouth High batting order. Leading off and at shortstop will be Jacob Moniz. Batting second and at third base at the hot corner will be Harvey Berraby. Batting third and at second base, Ethan Marks. Batting cleanup in fourth will be Landon Soares. He'll play right today. Batting fifth and at first, who just had a hand in that last putout, will be the first baseman, Matt Greason. Batting sixth and in left field, Sam Caniff. Batting seventh, the catcher, Jacob Morin. Batting eighth and in center field, Will Kelly. And batting ninth and rounding out the order will be the designated hitter, Chase Fenno.
Ian, for the New Bedford Whalers out in the field, Adam Silva is going to be in left field. Raynon Gadeen in center. Franek Jamie in right. Parker Moraines at third at the hot corner. Ian DaCosta at short. Ben Fournette at second base. Ian DaCosta at first. Matt DeRosa on the hill. And C.J. Dunstan behind the dish.
All right. Thanks, Pat. And again, Matt DeRosa on the bump, number 6. DeRosa, only a freshman, getting the starting nod today. What an honor it must be for a freshman to already be getting the starting nod here on the bump at the varsity level. Normally you see a starting pitcher in high school baseball, Pat, around junior, senior year, maybe sophomore if you're really exceptional, but a freshman is almost unheard of, so I look forward to seeing what DeRosa can bring today because obviously his stuff is that good.
A real diaper dandy, I guess.
Beautiful day for ball. I can't reiterate that enough. Glad you've joined us here on the YouTube live stream and on Dartmouth Community Media. We're so glad you've decided to join us here.
Boy, Dartmouth really dodging a bullet there in the top of the first. Looked like it was going to be
Yep.
Pretty beginning for the Whalers, and the Indians shut the door.
All right, here's Jake. He will dig on in and the shortstop. Jake Moniz, a really good spray hitter for the Indians, and that's why head coach Freites has him leading off. First pitch is a bouncer, inside for a ball. The 1-0. Curveball on a pop-up, shallow right center field. Out goes Fournette, and it'll drop in front of Jamie. It'll be a bloop single as Fournette went out. Godine came in. It landed into the Bermuda Triangle. It's a base hit and a leadoff knock for Jake Moniz. And you can see right there on the replay, Pat, it was hit into no man's land.
Yes, it was. Sure was. Bermuda Triangle, perfect. You know.
Here's Harvey Berraby,
Perfectly
the third
put.
baseman. Now, does he bunt or swing away? He takes a breaking pitch for a strike. Franek maybe had gotten a little bit of a late jump on that. Perhaps he had assumed Fournette was going to pick it out. But that's where communication is key on the ball field.
Yep.
I heard no, I got it, and we would have heard it. We're right here.
We are.
Fastball outside for a ball, 1-1.
I feel like we're playing. We're so close.
I'm ready to play, brother. I've got my stirrups on and
Put
and
me in,
everything.
coach, right?
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. All right, Matt will snap it over to first, and Jake will slide back. Matt DeRosa with that flat-brimmed hat, the West Coast style of wearing the ball cap. Runners off. Hit and run was on, and it was a full swing by Berraby, and he fouls it off. Aggressive playing here by head coach Freites, calling for the hit and run, and Harvey, he was swinging for the downs on that, and he just
Well, he
was
did
a
his
little
job,
late.
but he just and missed it. Yep.
Does Jake try taking off again? He does. Up top for a ball, and now they've got him in a pickle. Snap throw down to DaCosta. DaCosta over to first. Snap throw. And he slides back in just safely.
That was close.
Nice play by Jake
close.
to dive and slide back in.
Yeah, that was a great play. He was in no man's land. Yeah.
The throw went down to DaCosta, who then fired on to Tarpey, but Tarpey's tag was not in time.
Let's see what they do now.
Does Maniz run again? Does not. Fastball, low and inside. A one-hopper, blocked by Dunston. Barabee swinging a drive to center field.
Solid shot.
Here comes Goodine. Can of corn. He'll put it away for the first out here in the home half of the first. Rainin Goodine hardly had to move. Stepped about 3 paces to his right and scooped it right in. That brings up Ethan Marks, the second baseman, and the number 3 hitter. The Whaler infield at double play depth, both DaCosta and Fournette anticipating a twin killing. Curveball with no break. It's taken for a ball up top, 1-0.
1 out, 1 on for the Dartmouth Indians.
Here's the 1-0. Curveball swung on and another pop-up, but this one will sail out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Ethan. One to Ethan. Swinging a ground ball. There is that double play to Costa. Second out there on a first. Not in time. It's a wild throw by Fournette. They do get the force out, however, at second. So reaching on a fielder's choice will be Ethan Marks, and it'll be a 6-4 putout. And a fielder's choice reach for Ethan, and that now brings up Landon Soares, the right fielder and cleanup hitter. Matt gets the sign from the stretch.
Oof, that just nipped the corner.
Nice pitch on the outside corner. It had a late wrinkle at the end of that, and it just dropped down to catch the black. And here's the 0-1 offering. Curveball swinging a drive to left. Coming in and playing it on a hop will be Aiden Silva. It'll be a base knock for Landon Soares. And the Indians have 2 on with 2 out now from Matt Greason, the first baseman. So Marks will now lead off of second, and Soares will take first on the left field line drive base hit for Soares. Can't blame Aiden Silva for that. He was playing the cleanup hitter very deep, so he had to come in on it, and he played it on a hop. If it were someone else, it may have been a flyout. First pitch, fastball in there for a strike. Tarpey not even holding Soares at first. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. That time, DeRosa took a little off it. You could tell that was a changeup. And now it's time for Greason to protect. He's in big trouble. Down 0-2. Let's see what DeRosa can cook up here. Does he waste one? He just may. He does outside.
Yes,
1-2.
he does.
DeRosa gets the sign, the 2-strike offering. Swing and a poke to right, out of play. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball cut on missed for strike 3, and that'll retire the side. As elevating up on the ladder was Matt DeRosa, and Matt Greason bites on the high heat, and the Indians, analogous to what the Whalers did in the top half of the first, strand a pair of runners. After one full inning of play here in the books here at Dartmouth High School, the score, Indians 0, Dartmouth 0, New Bedford 0. We'll be right back in just a moment here on DCTV. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up here for New Bedford. It'll be Parker Mahanis, Matt DeRosa, then Ben Frenette. So, Moranis, the third baseman, and on the on-deck circle, Matt DeRosa. We were talking before the game, Pat. Very old-school lineup here for the Whalers. No designated hitter, and the pitcher hits.
Little National League action going.
National League versus American League. Curveball in there for a strike, 0-1. Into the mitt of Morin, 0-2. Parker with that open stance. Crowds the plate. The 0-2 offering, swinging a ground ball right to Greason. He'll hoover it up, step on the bag, 3 unassisted, 1 away here in the second.
And here comes Matt DeRosa.
Let's see if he can help his own cause here.
Tom Seaver used to.
So did Rick Wise. He was a great hitter, too, with the Phillies when he played with them.
Yes, he was.
He probably, in my opinion, I think it was 1973 or 72, one of those years, had probably, in my opinion, the best outing of a pitcher in Major League Baseball history. I'll get to that in a minute. First pitch to DeRosa. Breaking ball for a strike. He hit 2 home runs in a game as the starting pitcher, but not only that, he threw a no-hitter against the Cincinnati Reds.
Oh, goodness. I don't think I can beat that with Mr. Seaver.
Here's the 0-1, swinging a line drive, picked up on a one-hopper by Moniz, across the diamond,
He got him.
in time. Nice play by Jake Moniz at short. 2 away here in the top half of the second, a 6-3 putout, and here's the second baseman, Ben Frenette.
Yeah, my father used to say the Mets were so bad, Seaver had to win his own games at the plate.
The windup from Cornell's first pitch is cut on and missed for a strike. Seems like Hank has settled down from what was a tumultuous first inning. Sometimes that's all it takes is get out of that first inning, get out of that jam, and you'll settle down.
Your stuff starts to come.
Aiden Silva is on deck, the number 9 hitter and left fielder. Beautiful curveball, and it just misses.
Look good from here, but
We've seen similar curveballs from DeRosa and Cornell that were called strikes, and that's one thing that frustrates a pitcher and a manager the most. If you're going to have a tight strike zone,
I hit that, you know.
Or a liberal strike zone.
Yeah.
That's fine. Just be consistent.
Be consistent. Absolutely, Ian. Absolutely.
Here's the windup and the delivery from Cornell. Swing and a pop-up. This could be a no man's land. Caniff comes out. He'll give way to the shortstop, Maniz, who runs all the way into foul ground to make the catch to retire the side after 1.5 in the books here at Dartmouth High School. The score, the same, zeros across the board. So it'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up here in the home half of the second for the Indians. It'll be Sam Caniff, Jake Marin, and Will Kelly.
Both teams have hit the ball pretty hard. Still zeros on the board, Ian.
Absolutely.
So do the Whalers uniforms look similar to when you were back in...
They're a little more modern.
Are they?
Okay? Yeah. Our uniforms were like, they were red, obviously, and they were the crimson and the white, but
Yep.
we didn't have that Montreal Expo style hat.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
all red with white lettering.
Yep. Gotta love the Expos hats.
I was an Expos fan as far as the National League goes. The Expos and the Phillies are always my favorite National League teams.
Wow.
Now, here's head coach and manager John Seat coming out to the home plate umpire. Is he making some type of change?
I just saw the lineup come out of the umpire's jacket.
Okay, we're going to have to find out what's going on. For someone to have been pulled this early, it's either an injury or something. Let me check with our scorer here. We just got the word that Jordan Graham will now be in for Ben Fournette at second base. It makes you wonder if it was something disciplinary with Ben Fournette because he had that last pop out, and I don't know if he swung when he was supposed to take, or maybe he threw a bat or a helmet when he got back. I don't know. I'm not going to assume. Maybe he tweaked something running around the base. Who knows? But very odd to get the hook after an inning and a half.
Yeah.
So Jordan Graham in, Ben Fournette out. Here's Caniff, the left fielder. Fastball outside, a ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0 offering and the windup from DeRosa. Fastball outside, 2-0, and Sam now finds himself in a hitter's count. The windup and the 2-0 from DeRosa. Swing and a poke to left, out of play. I tell you, the folks who park their cars in that first or second row over here, boy, you're taking your life into your hands, my brother. Or my sister, whomever it is. The 2-1. Swinging a ground ball right to short. Here's DaCosta with it. Over to Tarpey. Nice scoop at first for the out.
Nice scoop.
Looking like Boog Powell over there at first with that scoop. One away, and here's Jacob Marin, the catcher.
Does Boog still have his barbecue down in Camden Yards?
I've been to it several times. I love it. All right.
Still haven't made the pilgrimage.
It's crazy. As a Red Sox fan, you go down there, and it's Fenway South. It's nuts. That, and when you go to Tropicana Field in Tampa, swinging a deep drive to left center field. Raining Goodine can't get to it. It's a gapper. Going to go all the way to the wall. Rounding first and heading into second with a stand-up double as Jacob Marin, the catcher.
Quite a shot. Wow.
That was an inside hanger that he just tattooed into the left center field gap.
This is a big fielding, and I got to say, when I pulled up,
No, it
looking at
is.
It's definitely
We're not exactly at the Quinn Elementary School.
no.
Those are softball dimensions, but this is even beyond high school baseball dimensions. Swinging a line drive. Nice snow cone catch by DaCosta. Tries to double up the runner Marin at second. He slides back safely. Nice catch by the shortstop DaCosta. He timed it perfectly, and he snagged it out of the air. And we'll take a look at that. Gotta love a good snow cone. Here's Chase Fenno, the designated hitter, and he rounds out the batting order. He's the 9th hitter in this lineup. The stretch, the pitch. Fastball right down Broadway for a strike. The 0-1. Fastball swing and a grounder. Right to Mahanis at third. At the hot corner. Across the diamond to Tarpey. In time to get him to retire the side. We have completed 2 full innings in the books here at Dartmouth High. The score still goose eggs between Dartmouth and New Bedford. It'll be the 9-1 two-hitters due up for the Whalers here in the top half of the third. Aiden Silva, the left fielder, will lead off. And Hank Cornell still on the bump for his 3rd inning of action. Pat settled down really nicely after a really topsy-turvy roller coaster ride of a first inning.
Seems to have found his groove.
Aiden crowding the plate. First pitch, a breaker in there. Just below for a ball and no strikes. The windup and the 1-0 delivery. Breaking ball, a foul tip off of the plate, back our way, 1-1. Very light breeze, if any, here today, Pat. So that won't affect baseballs going one way or the other. The 1-1. Fastball high and wild, but still cutting on it is Silva, and that's one he really wanted to have back. He sort of made a jerk motion with his arms in the bat. He was not happy with that. Here's the 1-2. Fastball just, and I mean just, missing on the outside.
It was too close to take, but got away with that.
2-2. Cornell gets the sign from Morin. Breaking ball with no break, and Pat, if there was no fence here, that was destined right for your noggin,
that looked like
my
a
man.
Bull Durham hit the bull, you know.
And Pat, you know, you didn't even flinch. It's now 3-2.
In our press box here.
In our press box, yeah. If you call this a press box. The 3-2 full count offering. Swinging a poke job left center. That's going to drop for a hit. He lands it right in front of Caniff in left, and Moniz scampered back the shortstop, but he could not get to it in time. It's a bloop single for Aiden Silva, the number 9 hitter. And now we're going to springboard back to the top of the order to C.J. Dunstan, who walked in his first at-bat.
The catcher.
Dunstan takes a two-seam fastball right down the pike for a strike. So Aiden off of first after he had that cue shot base hit. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Now CJ finds himself in a no ball, 2-strike hole. The 0-2 from the stretch. Swing and a pop-up. This also could be a no man's land. Coming in, though, however, is Will Kelly, who had to run a long way because Jacob Moniz was not going to get to it. But that is a testament to the speed of Will Kelly, and he puts it away for the first out here in the third.
He had that all the way.
He had it all the way. He ran at least 30 yards, if not more, to get that.
That was a good hustle.
Well, he's a left-handed hitter. They're playing him to pull. Here's Rainon Goodine, who struck out looking. He's 0 for 1. He struck out back in the first. Cornell from the stretch and the first pitch to Goodine. Fastball in there for a strike. The 0-1. Breaking ball in the dirt. And just jumping back out of the way was Goodine. Silva leads off first. Swing and a drive to left. It's hooking, out of play. Oh, by the reaction of the bench, that certainly hit someone's car. I mean, you know it hit someone's car when the whole dugout goes.
We have to get that sponsor here we talked about.
When the whole dugout goes, whoa, you know someone's car just got nailed.
Something happened down there.
I would assume Dartmouth High School is liable for any damage to vehicles. I don't know. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball will find the hole. It will not. Right. Ethan Marks scoops it up. Nice play by Ethan Marks at second. Had to run a long way, and he shoveled it over to Greason for the out. It'll be a 4-3 putout. However, trotting down to second, and now will be in scoring position will be Aiden Silva for Ian DaCosta, who drew a walk in his first at-bat back in the first.
2 outs, man on second for the Whalers.
That grounder by Goodine had some eyes, but as soon as it seemed to hit the lip of the grass, it died.
Yeah.
Breaking ball and a beauty in there for a strike. Probably the best one we've seen so far today.
Fooled me.
Who you fooling? You wouldn't have hit a fastball. Here's the 0-1. Another breaking ball and a swing and a poke. Out into left center. Will Kelly by the wall. He'll make the catch to retire the side. The Whalers strand a runner in scoring position to retire the side. After 2.5 here at Dartmouth High, the score, Dartmouth 0, New Bedford 0 here on DCTV. So due up for the Indians here in the home half of the third. We're going to ping pong back to the top half of the order. We're going to have Jake Moniz, Harvey Barabee, and Ethan Marks, the 1, 2, and 3 hitters. Not a bad crowd on hand today, Pat. A lot of family and relatives and fans here.
People filing in, probably traffic, getting to the ballpark, and still finding their seats, grabbing a soda and a hot dog.
Grabbing a soda and a hot dog, sure. Of course, we had a lot of scalpers out here today,
Yeah. Hot ticket.
Well, even though these two teams aren't crosstown rivals like when Dartmouth plays Bishop Stang, whenever New Bedford and Dartmouth play, and by the way, this is a Southeast Conference League matchup, but put that aside, you have to remember, Pat, you're from Rhode Island, but I'm sure it's the same thing in Rhode Island where you live. Even though they may be separate towns, these kids all played together in traveling ball.
Yeah, I thought about that on my drive here.
Whether it was SCYAA, South End Baseball, Whaling City, Greater New Bedford Youth Baseball, Dartmouth Youth Little League, these two teams and these players all know each other.
They all came up together. Yep.
Just because they go to different schools does not mean they don't know each other, because they do. Trust me. All right, here's Jacob Moniz. He's 1 for 1, had a single back in the first. We have time called at home. DeRosa looks for the sign, gets it, the windup. Fastball swing and a grounder. Nice scoop at third by Mahanis, across to Tarpey.
Nice pick
for the out, 1 away. Mahanis did that ever so elegant Olay with the grab.
Perfect way to put it.
If you pull it off, it's really a beautiful thing to do. But if you blow it, oh boy, you're going to catch some flack from your manager. But Parker Mahanis is a heck of a fielder. Breaking ball outside for a ball, 0-1. The windup and the 1-0 delivery to Harvey Barabee, who flew out to center field in his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1, takes a ball outside.
Yeah, Parker misses that. Jacob could have ended up on third base.
Possibly, because we talked about that. There's a long way to run here down these lines.
It's a deep, deep field here.
Fastball swing and a drive to left, deeper than you think, as misjudging the fly ball is Aiden Silva. It gets behind him, goes all the way to the wall, rounding second, and they're going to hold him there as the ball bounced actually between the fence, through the fence. It'll be a ground rule double as the base umpire runs out and calls for a dead ball and a stoppage of play. It's a double, and that's a huge break for the Whalers because Harvey Barabee, he was off to the races. It'll be a double. And that's one Aiden Silva probably wishes he would have had back. He had it, and he just seemed to misjudge it. Maybe he lost it in the sun.
Seemed to have a beat on it.
Here's Ethan Marks, 0 for 1. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the first. Just missing outside for a ball. So because it wasn't touched by Silva and it landed without any Whaler glove or hand, it will be a double. Did not touch anybody. A ground rule double. Fastball in there for a strike. Looked to be a little bit low from the naked eye. Here's Barabee, takes a huge lead off of second. He's very fast. A base hit, you would assume would score a run. Swing and a drive. Deep to left. Silva back to the track. To the wall. That ball is off the wall. And rounding second and coming in to score will be Barabee on an RBI stand-up double for Ethan Marks. The runner, Harvey Barabee, had to wait just in case Silva would have caught it. He was tagging up, but as soon as he saw that it went over his head right up against the fence and the wall, he was then off to the races and he gallops home. And it's an RBI double for Ethan Marks, and the Indians draw first blood. They lead 1-0. That now brings up Landon Soares, who's 1 for 1, had a single back in the first. A jam shot, a fouls it off to the left. Been a rough third inning for Aiden Silver out there.
Well, that certainly righted the ground rule double, though. I will say, that was
The baseball gods always find a way
right.
to make everything right in the end. The 0-1 to Landon. Fastball our way, out of play, 0-2. The 0-2, fastball outside. 1-2. Matt Greason's on deck. So we have a runner in scoring position, that being Marks, who just had the RBI double. He's on second with less than 2 outs. Swinging a grounder up along first, foul.
He was off to the races there.
It was a little roller up along first, and just saying that makes me cringe.
Yeah,
I know you love it,
won't
Pat.
talk about it.
I know you love a little roller up along first.
I'm very kind to my Red Sox
That's
brethren.
okay. It's all right.
Well, you certainly more than made up for it in the last 20 years.
Absolutely, that's correct. The 1-2. In there, call strike 3. A fastball on the outside corner. Nice pitch by DeRosa to paint the corner. 2 down here in the third. That now brings up Matt Greason, 0 for 1, struck out back in the first. Swinging a high drive into center. Raining Goodine is right there, barely had to move. He snatches it to retire this side. The Indians strand a runner, but they score a runner on the RBI double by Ethan Marks, which plated Harvey Berraby. After 3 full innings of play here at Dartmouth High School, the score, Dartmouth 1, New Bedford nothing, here on DCTV. We'll be right back. The cleanup hitter, Frantic Jamie, will lead it off in New Bedford here in the top half of the fourth. It'll be Jamie, Tarpey, and Moranis. Jamie is 0 for 1 today. He struck out swinging back in the first. Cornell's first pitch. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Here's the 0-1. A breaking ball, missed and just barely missed. They're going to appeal down to first.
No swing.
And we'll see there was no swing as catcher Jake Marin wanted to appeal to see if, in fact, Jamie had gone, but he did not. 1-1. Just missing outside, 2-1. And I swear that was a strike last inning.
He was trying to hit, yeah, yep. Worked back then, not now though.
Here's the 2-1. Fastball, and that's
Same
a strike,
spot.
and that's exactly the same spot it just was.
Yep.
And the home plate umpire here this afternoon, he doesn't give the counts. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball, swinging a chopper off the plate. Grabbed at third by Barabee. He'll throw on to first in time. 1 away. Luckily for the Indians, Jamie's not exactly the fleetest of foot, so they were able to slow it down and fire across the diamond 5-3. Well, to be fair, you don't expect your clean-up hitter to be Ricky Henderson either,
Right.
you know. Here's Will Tarpey, 0 for 1. He grounded to second in his first at-bat. Hit by pitch. Trying to get out of the way was Will, but it just caught the jersey, and he'll take first.
That must have barely nipped him.
Just probably hit the jersey there, because when it hits body or skin, you can hear it. And
Yeah.
there's a wince and pain from the batter normally, but you didn't see that, so I'd reckon a guess that it was all jersey. So he'll reach first on the hit batsman, and that brings up Parker Moranis, who grounded to third in his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1. Infield at double play depth, Moniz and Marks. And now he gets plunked.
I heard that one.
That was a no-doubter. It hits Moranis between the ones on his number 11 jersey. And now the Whalers are threatening. They have 2 on with less than 2 out. 2 hit batsmen. And that brings up the pitcher, Matt DeRosa. Let's see if he can help his own cause.
Hank's got to settle down here.
He's 0 for 1, grounded to short in his first at-bat.
Regain his control.
Cut on and missed on a slider for a strike. Here's the 0-1 to Matt. Fouled out of play. A ball and a strike. Count now drawn even. The stretch. Swinging a ground ball right to Moniz. At second, bobbles it, gets the force out, however, onto Marks for the second out of the inning. That was a tailor-made inning-ending double play. Maybe Jake just got a little too excited with it. He bobbled it at first, was able to regain his composure, shuffles it onto Marks, and reaching on the fielder's choice would be DeRosa on the ground out. It'll be a 6-4 put out, and that now brings up Ben Fournette, the second, not Ben Fournette, Jordan Graham.
Yep.
Jordan Graham swinging a drive to right. It will drop for an RBI single. Jordan Graham, who just came into the ball game, going opposite field with an inside-out swing. He drops it into right in front of Landon Soares, and we're tied at 1. RBI single for Jordan Graham, and now here's Aiden Silva, who will try to help his own cause from last inning with 2 on. Takes a strike. The RBI single scored Will Tarpey. Swinging a line drive, base hit left field, outside the stretch dive of Barabee, getting waved around, and a run will score. It's 2-1 New Bedford. An RBI single for Aiden Silva, and it's now 2-1.
He goes down to second on the throw.
And he takes second on the throw. It'll be not a double, it'll be a single, and he takes second on the throw to home. So Aiden Silva does help his own cause. Drives home a run. 2-1 your score, and now we're back to the top of the order. It's C.J. Dunston, and they're going to intentionally put C.J. Dunston on. So that's an intentional walk. So he'll take first. They don't want to face him. They'd rather face Rainon Goodine, a righty-lefty matchup.
Boy, those hits batsmen came back to haunt
Sure did.
the Indians. Both came in to score.
Tarpey and DeRosa have both scored runs this inning. Swinging a ground ball up the middle, base hit. 1 run in. Here comes the second run, and he will be safe at the plate. It's a 2-run RBI single for Rainon Goodine, and Goodine says, "How do you like them apples? You want to intentionally walk the guy ahead of me? All right, game on." 2-run RBI single up the middle. That's how you hit him where it hurts. Nice drive right up the middle.
Yeah. Whalers are hitting around right now.
They now lead 4-1. They've blown it open. Now it's Ian DaCosta swinging a poke job. Who wants it? DaCosta grabs it, throws.
No.
He's out, and oh boy, I don't know about that.
6-3
put out to retire the side. And first base coach Jamie Silva kind of winced his head and said, "Really?"
Yeah, that was
looked safe to me too.
Good thing they don't have replay.
The Whalers strand a pair, but they score 4, and they take a 4-1 lead as we head to the home half of the 4th. Wow. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up here in the home half of the 4th. And the replay shows right there, Pat. You see it? He was safe. Better call into New York.
Are the Indians going back out? Guess not.
I mean, to me, it looked like he was blatantly safe, not even close.
Then again, Brett Hull's skate was in the crease in the 99 Stanley Cup.
Yeah, but you're not a Sabres fan. What do you care?
Well, I like what's fair is fair, though.
Yeah, I guess. So now Dartmouth finds themselves in the hole, trailing 4-1. And we have approached the halfway mark of this game here as we are in the home half of the 4th.
Hopefully there's no Dallas Stars fans around here.
I don't think so. I think you're safe to assume that. It'll be Caniff, Morin, and Kelly up here for the Indians. Caniff 0 for 1, grounded to short in his first at-bat. Swinging a line drive into left, and it'll drop for a hit. Right in front of Aiden Silva. So the Indians get started on the right foot here in the home half of the 4th when it comes to trying to rally behind their 3-run deficit. Here's Jake Morin. Morin had a double back in the 2nd.
A couple of choppers passing over the field.
They're looking for you.
Or is that our aerial coverage?
We're up here in the copter. Here's the first pitch. Morin takes it just outside for a ball. Swinging a drive to right. Back is Jamie. He'll come in. He'll make the catch. big first down for the Whalers. One away here as Morin will fly out to right. That brings up Will Kelly, who lined out to short in his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1. Caniff with the lead off of first. Tarpey holding him on and snapping it over as DeRosa on a pickoff attempt, but standing back safely is Caniff. DeRosa came to a stretch, then he reset. Gets the sign, the first pitch. Swing and a pop-up. Better cover your head on that one,
Yeah,
Pat.
I don't know where that
That's
went.
not far from us. I don't think DCTV has workman's comp if you get boinked off the head.
I can keep the ball, though, right?
The whole team will autograph it for you. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a line drive into right. Jamie can't get it. It's a one-hopper. It's a base hit. So Will Kelly is on. 2 on with 1 out for Chase Fenno, the DH. And John Seed will send out Chris Grande, his assistant coach.
I'm just signaling that was the first trip to the mound, so I guess they've got limits on that.
Here's Chase Fenno, 0 for 1. Slider outside. Dunston
Find
can't find it, and both runners are going to move up. Dunston thought he had it, and he just lost control. So now a base hit, in all likelihood, would score 2 runs. Caniff will now be at third, and Kelly will now be at second. Base hit here, and Dartmouth is right back in the ball game.
One out, 2 in scoring position, Ian.
And now going back to the windup is DeRosa, not the stretch. Missing outside. Seems like DeRosa is starting to lose his edge. We haven't really seen too much in the way of control issues here for DeRosa so far, but he's getting into it now. Swing and a pop-up. The Whalers get a huge break. We'll see. The runner tags. Here's the catch by Jamie. The tag.
That'll get him
and
in.
he will score. No!
Ball was dropped.
He drops the ball. He had it. Looked like he had it for more than 3 seconds to me. And now there's going to be a dispute here. Let's see. They did call him out. I was going to say,
Okay.
I mean, crying out loud.
Yeah.
Frantic Jamie had the ball.
Yeah.
He dropped it when he cocked back to throw it.
Yeah.
The base umpire did call him out, and head coach for the Indians, Mike Freites, wants an explanation, but, I mean, it was clear as day. It'll be a sacrifice fly, and a run will score for the Indians. So Chase Fenno, Sox home a run. 4-2 now your score. That brings up Jake Moniz. He's 1 for 2, had a single back in the first. A knock here would absolutely play to run. Swing and a foul tip back our way, 0-1.
Tying run 90 feet away, Ian.
The sac fly brought in Sam Caniff, who led off with a base knock and a base hit here, if Moniz were to be successful, would plate Will Kelly, who leads off of third. Here's the 0-1 to Moniz. Fastball
that
looked
looked
good
close.
here. Looked good here. The Indians catch a huge break. Breaking ball, swinging a drive, deep to left center, but Rainon Goodine has it to retire the side. He is so quick out there in center field, so elegant. Shades of Paul Blair out there, the way he just glides to the ball. And the sign is retired for the Indians here in the home half of the fourth. They strand a runner, but they score a run on the sacrifice fly after 4 full innings of play. The score, Whalers 4, Indians 2. We'll be right back. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up for New Bedford. It'll be Jamie, Tarpey, and Moranis. Still on the bump for the Tribe, Hank Cornell, who has really settled in, and I know he's given up 4 runs here today, but all in all, not a bad outing for Hank. He's really done a good job finding the plate, and especially the outside corner after a tough first inning. First pitch, breaking ball, swinging a grounder right to Moniz. Room service hop, plenty of time. On to first, in time for the out. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 5th. That brings up Will Tarpey. He's 0 for 1. He also scored a run back in the 4th with a hit batsman. That's how he reached first, and he scored on the RBI single by Jordan Graham. Here's the first pitch, swinging a pop-up right behind the plate. Coming forward is Morin, and he makes the catch. Nice play, 2 down. 2 very quick outs here for the Indians. 2 pitches, 2 outs. Do we go for 3 pitches, 3 outs? It's the rarest of rarest things in baseball. Here's Parker Mahanis, who's 0 for 1, who was also hit by a pitch and also scored a run back in the 4th. Fastball in there for a strike.
No hat trick, Ian.
No hat trick.
I was going to throw your hat on the field.
Yeah, you would. Parker. In for the 0-1. A 1-hopper in the dirt. The count draws even. The windup and the 1-1 from Cornell. Fastball way outside, 2-1.
By the way, I wish that we could show that picture of you back in the day in your hockey uniform.
Oh, when I played for the Hetland Panthers.
Yeah,
sure.
That was some shot.
That was my Throwback Thursday / playoff. Let's go for the Bruins. 3-1 as the ball goes outside. So now we have a hitter's count for Parker. Yeah, man, I played hockey, and believe it or not, there was a time when I had hair. Here's the 3-1 hitter's count delivery from Cornell. Breaking ball and a beauty in there for a strike. So the count now full at 3-2 to Moranis. Breaking ball, swinging a drive to left, but there is Caniff. He'll put it away to retire the side. So 1, 2, 3 go the Whalers in the top half of the 5th, and we will now head to the bottom half of the 5th. The score, Whalers 4, Indians 2, here on Dartmouth Community Media and DC TV. So in the home half of the 5th, you're going to have the 2, 3, 4 hitters due up for Dartmouth. Harvey Berube, Ethan Marks, and Landon Source. So these are the guys, Pat, that when you're trailing and you want to have a rally, these are the three that you want to have come up.
You want them there, yep, absolutely.
And DeRosa will be back out there for his
Looks like
fifth
there may be
inning
some
of
kind of
action.
a change here.
Let's take a look here. It's not with the pitcher. Matt DeRosa is still out.
Another challenge for us, Ian.
You know, I really wish these coaches or the umpire would tell us. I tell you, it's nothing like when I used to broadcast Summer League baseball for the Newport Gulls or the New Bedford Bay Sox or the Lima Locos. And I tell you, when you're in the press box and it's Division I baseball, they inform the media. They have runners that run up. And when you do high school sometimes, these things just happen. So we have no idea what the sub was defensively for the Whalers. We have to try to figure it out.
Was it the Whalers or was it the Indians that are making a change? Because the Indians their coaches seem a lot more active. Or are they trying to?
But it seems as though Mike Freites was taking the note from what the home plate umpire told him, which means maybe John Seed, the head coach of the Whalers, told him something. I don't know.
Okay. I think we need an intern, Ian.
Jeebus, crow. Well, we'll figure it out. It's fine either way. We're going to – listen, you know how you figure it out? When the new player comes to the plate and you realize it's not who it was before. We apologize to the parents and fans at home if we have someone out in the field and we call the wrong name. We weren't told who the new sub was, so we'll have to take a look here.
Kind of in the dark back here.
One thing is for sure, we know it's Harvey Berube leading off for the Indians, number 9. And Harvey is 1 for 2, had a double, and scored a run back in the third. He was plated on the RBI double by Ethan Marks. You got to have Pete send AD an email or something. Like when subs happen, they have to, one of the kids has to run it over to us. First pitch on the outside for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0, fastball outside, 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Harvey. Fastball right down the pike. 2-1. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Just catches the outside corner, and
that's something out of the Braves from the 90s, those pitchers. Calls they'd get.
Shades of Tom Glavine and Greg Maddux. And now Dunston sets up inside, swinging a chopper up to first. Foul and out of play. DeRosa, the windup. The 2-strike offering. Breaking ball, just missed. Dunston tried to frame it. And there's an example. That's exactly where the last pitch was.
Another Tom Glavine special.
The windup and the delivery.
Right there, too.
The full count pitch misses on the outside corner. And drawing the base on ball will be Harvey Berube. He'll scamper down to first.
Well, Ethan is still in the game, number 25.
Here's Ethan Marks, the second baseman. Fastball, poke job to right. That is a fair ball.
Chalk.
Hits the chalk, goes all the way down the line, and it goes into the woods. That's going to be a stoppage and a dead ball. Yep. The runner's going to have to return to third. That would have been a surefire score for the Indians, and that's an example of where the ground rule double hurts you.
That's a shame they don't have fencing up there or something, you know.
Yeah.
But
excellent
is what it is.
What an excellent inside-out swing by Ethan Marks. And he has 2 doubles today. And going to third is Harvey Barabee. And that now brings up Landon Soares. Breaking ball with not much break, taken outside. Here's the 1-0 delivery to Landon. Swinging a ground ball right to short. Will they hold the runner? They will not. Throw to first, safe, and the runner will score. The worst possible scenario for the Whalers. DaCosta looked the runner back, tried to get him to stay at third. Then by the time he fired onto first, beating it out was Soares with an infield RBI single.
Indians played that perfectly. They froze, and then they
it's now 4-3.
Then they were off to the races. Yep.
And just that hesitation to look the runner Barabee back, it gave the hitter Soares enough time to scamper down to first.
Yep.
And here's Greason. Greason is 0 for 2, struck out and flew out back in the third and first. Here's the 0-1, runner off. Dunston will take it, throw it out to second. Not in time. It'll be a stolen base for Landon Soares. And a base hit could very well give the Indians the lead here. They trail by a run at 4-3. A base hit could make it a 5-4 game. Fastball way outside.
How did you score that crazy play there, Ian?
Well, it's an RBI single is what it is. It's an infield single.
Infield hit. Yep.
It's an infield hit. It's an RBI. No error. He just beat it out. Here's Greason. Takes a slider outside. 2 balls. And now Matt DeRosa seems to be unraveling a bit here in the 5th. DeRosa gets the sign, the offering. Foul tipped back our way for a strike. Still nobody out here in the 5th. Dartmouth is poised for a big inning and a big rally here. They trail by a run. 2 on with nobody out. Swing and a miss, and he goes down. Big strikeout for Matt DeRosa, who climbs the ladder. 1 away, big first out. Now that brings up Sam Caniff, who's 1 for 2, had a single back in the 4th. Fastball sliced back our way for a strike. Here's the 0-1 offering. Breaking ball with no break. It lands outside for a ball. Here's the 1-1 from the stretch. DeRosa delivers. Just missing outside. 2-1.
Right in that spot.
You can't blame these pitchers, DeRosa or Cornell, for hitting it. It's a jump ball pretty much. Sometimes it's getting calls, sometimes it's not. 2-1. That's a strike. 2-2. Outside. The two-strike offering. Caniff swinging a ground ball
Right
up the middle. Base hit. In comes one run. In comes a second run. It gets by Godine in center field. Goes all the way to the wall. And coming into third and standing in there will be Sam Caniff. Sam Caniff drives home. Two runners driving in Marks and Soares. And the Indians take a 5-4 lead here in the home half of the fifth. My, oh my. It'll be an RBI single for Caniff, and then he'll take second and then go to third because Godine somewhat had a bobble there in the outfield, so it'll be a two-run RBI knock for Sam. And here's the substitution we talked about. Here's Brady Johnson. Brady Johnson now comes up, and he's going to hit for Jacob Morin. No, check that. Excuse me. I want to make sure I'm correct.
It still
here.
is Morin,
okay.
27.
It looked like
yeah.
it was 21. Okay, it's 27. It's still okay. Swinging a line drive to center. Going back on it is Godine. He makes the catch. The runner Caniff tags, and he will score. It'll be a sacrifice fly for Jacob Morin. And the Indians extend their lead.
Taking advantage of every opportunity here.
They now lead 6-4.
Are the Indians.
And here's Will Kelly. Will Kelly's 1 for 2, had a single back in the fourth. Cut on and missed for a strike, 0-1. The windup and the pitch. Swung on and missed for a strike, 0-2. The 0-2. Fastball swinging a grounder. That could be trouble. Coming in is Mahanis to throw. In time, they got him. Nice stretch by Will Tarpey at first to retire the side. The Indians, however, do not go away in the home half of the fifth without some serious damage. They play 3 runs and they take a 6-4 lead as we head to the top half of the sixth. We'll be right back here on DCTV. It'll be DeRosa leading off here for the Whalers. Matt DeRosa, number 6. DeRosa is 0 for 2, grounded to short and reached on a fielder's choice back in the fourth. First pitch, DeRosa swinging a pop-up out of play. Jordan Graham is on deck. Breaking ball just misses for a ball outside, 1-1. Top half of the sixth. Indians on top 6-4. The pitch from Cornell. In there for a strike, 1-2. Here's the 1-2, the windup from Cornell. Fastball swinging a bloop job up the middle, and it'll find its way through for a base hit. Ethan Marks made the dive, but he just miscalculated. And reaching on first with the leadoff single will be Matt DeRosa. Here's Jordan Graham. Graham 1 for 1. Remember, he came in for Ben Frenette back in the fourth and had an RBI single in his first at-bat. Fastball in there for a strike. Here's the 0-1. Cut on and miss. It's a strike, but it gets away from the catcher, Morin, and trotting down to second will be DeRosa on the pass ball. And here's the 2-strike offering from Cornell to Graham. In there, call strike 3, the backwards K. Big first out for the Indians. Here's Aiden Silva. Have yourself a day, Aiden. The number 9 hitter is 2 for 2 and had an RBI single back in the fourth.
He's got someone out there in scoring position right now.
Has a chance to go 3 for 3, yes. Ball outside. The stretch and the 1-0. Missing low and away. The 1-1. Breaking ball with no break. It just misses. 2-1.
High and tight.
Just a bit inside.
Okay, Bob. Must be in the front row.
He's one of my all-time favorites. He's a character.
He's a classic.
The 2-1 from the stretch from Cornell. Silva, the 3-1. It's a base on ball walk drawn by Silva, and he'll scamper down to first. That brings up C.J. Dunston, the catcher. He's walked twice, and he flew out to center. And now we have head coach Mike Freites coming out.
Oh, good.
And it looks like we may have something here. We have to be really, really quiet to hear what the manager is saying, okay? Because if we don't, we're never going to find out.
We're going to be lost in space.
All right, so Hank Cornell's going to hit the showers. We can see that. That's obvious.
That's an easy one.
And then coming in to take his place will be Brady Johnson. So,
Ian with the eagle eye.
Brady Johnson will now be the new pitcher for the Indians. Brady is a senior, number 21. And the book is not closed yet on Hank Cornell, so we can't go over his pitching line just yet. But he does leave after hurling 5 1/3 innings. Whether or not he has given up more runs earned, we can't say yet because
he's still responsible for DeRosa and Silva.
That is correct. And Brady Johnson will be given all the time he needs to warm up. Well, we know for sure, as of right now, Hank has given up 4 runs to the Whalers. It could be 6. We'll see. And they're all going to be earned because even though Tarpey and Mahana scored back in the 4th and they were reached on hit batsmen, a hit batsman is not an error, so that's still earned to the pitcher.
Yeah.
All right, they're going to allow 2 more warm-up pitches, and let's move it on. CJ is a very dangerous hitter, and if you're Brady Johnson, this really isn't the guy you want to cut your teeth with, but it is what it is. It's a righty-righty matchup. 2 runners are on.
Got to face the music.
DeRosa off of first. DeRosa off of second. Silva off of first. Dunston takes a fastball outside for a ball. Here's the 1-0. Swinging a grounder right to third. They should step on the bag. They will. Nice play by Berube across the diamond. In time, a 5-3 double play.
Wow.
Heads up play. I was just saying that it behooves Harvey to step on the bag and get the force, and he did. And he fired across the diamond to retire the side. A huge letdown for the Whalers, but possibly a huge pick-me-up for the Indians. We've played 5.5 here at Dartmouth High School.
Talk about dodging a bullet, Ian.
We've played 5.5 here at the high school. The score still 6-4 in favor of the Whalers. Excuse me, of the Indians. Excuse me. On the mound now for the Whalers, we're going to have Ian DaCosta. So Ian DaCosta will be on the bump now for the Whalers.
Is Matt in the game?
So what happened is they just did a switch. So
okay.
Now Ian is back at short. And, okay, well, number 22 is pitching, and number 22, according to my roster, is Ben Courts. So Ian DaCosta, who came in as a pitcher last inning for Matt DeRosa, moves now back to short, and now it's Ben Courts who's pitching.
And Matt is out?
And Matt is out.
Lucky to have you here, Ian.
Andy Christopherli, I know you watch these games. You're a good man. You're an excellent athletic director. Please, when we do these games on DCTV, can someone please help us out with this kind of stuff? It happened in the fall season. It happened during the winter, and it's happening here. And it's not a huge deal, but we want to make sure we have the correct names, the correct subs, and we know these coaches have a lot going on. They can't always run the lineups or the switches over to us, but if we can designate maybe someone who's not playing on the bench or an assistant coach, or heck, a statistician, a parent, somebody to help us out, that'd be great, because we want to make sure that we're giving the parents and viewers and fans of these teams the best coverage possible. And how we can do that is if we're calling the right names at the right times, and we know who's getting subbed for who, etc. So, Mr. Christofoli, if we can get some assistance from you on that, that would be fantastic. Here's Chase Fenno. Chase Fenno takes a strike right down the pipe. 0-1. It'll be the 9-1 and 2 hitters due up for the Indians. Courts gets the sign. It's a one-hopper into the dirt. After this half inning, As we go to the top of the 7th, I will give you the final pitching line on Hank Cornell once I can get it figured out, once I have time. Inside for a ball. Fastball swing and a pop-up on the infield. CJ calls for it, and Dunston just miscues. That's probably one you'd want to flip the glove like a bread basket and catch it. Huge break for the Indians, and let's see if Fenno and the Indians can make them pay.
Is Tom Hanks going to call him over now? We have to work on that in spring training.
We have to work on that in spring training. Here's the offering. Breaking ball cut on and miss for strike 3. Ben Courts brings home the yacker, the 12-6. And Chase Fennell will ride the pine with the K. Nice curve. One away here in the 6th. That now brings up Jake Moniz. He's 1 for 3. Had a single back in the 1st. Breaking ball again, and Courts has the 12-6 really on fire here in the home half of the